Hello everyone and welcome to another YachtWay Spotlight. Today I am going to take you on a world premiere of this brand new Fjord 490 Open with some very unique options like this aft-facing bench and openable side terraces. So come with me and let's take a look. This is perfect. This We are starting a walkthrough all the way from the aft swim deck now, and what a place this is to be. This is not a fixed swim platform, this is fully hydraulic, so it goes all the way down about a foot and a half into the water, so a great place to hang out at. And once the platform is now all the way down, you have steps that are integrated into it. So while it's down, these steps fold down, so it's very easy to come back to the boat. When you are now back mooring, what you can do is you can put out your passerelle, so easy way to hop on and off the boat. Now, talking about the first elephant in the room is this aft bench facing to the aft, and what a fantastic solution this is. How many times have you been sitting on a sunbed, your feet tangling and looking at the views? Now, you can do it on a proper bench, so well utilized space, and perhaps this will become a favorite place for many on board. Love the fact how they have done these air vents for the engines. By the way, this one is powered by IPS 800s, top speeds anywhere between 32 and 34 knots. Love this sporty grille look in the back, kind of tampering in the center. And of course, underneath this sunbed is where you have a storage area. So this whole thing opens up and you can keep all your water toys nicely stored at. As we carry on, I do want to point out that on the port side, you also have a handheld wand for your shower. So when you come back out from the water, this is a fantastic way to rinse yourself down. Talking about the second elephant in the room, which are these large terraces, which fold nicely down, and it expands the whole boating area on the boat as well. Not to mention, when the side terraces are all the way up, you have integrated gates. So if you want to have your kids now stay safe on board, these gates are fantastic for that. And what they have done is they have done a cutout just for the gate to nicely fit inside. So they have really thought through everything over here. Now, before we carry on, I do want to point out that there is a winch actually, and this winch is built into the cleat itself. You have a control unit right here, and you can see the rollers right in between. Very nicely, neatly done. I have not seen this before, and to be honest, the winches are not the most beautiful things in the whole world, so having it integrated into the cleat itself is a very smart way of doing it. Carrying it on, talking about smart, the smart carries on everywhere you go on this boat. Next up is your seating area now, and this seating area, if you thought that you have seen a large one before, this one takes it up by a tenfold. Two different tables, so you have one on the port side and one on the starboard. You can fold these panels all the way down, so if you want to have it set up as a dining table now for maybe 10 people, because you can easily have 4 on either side, maybe even more, and 1 on either end as well. So total 10 people having a sit-down dinner. Another use what you can do is you can push this table all the way down, so maybe you want to have one as a coffee table and the other one set up just for the dining. A third option would be also to put it all the way down, both of them, and put cushions on top, and now it becomes a second large sunbed towards the aft. Backrest. I want to point out how tall it is. So it's extremely comfortable to be sitting here, plus having the hardtop extend quite far in the back. Not to mention you also have electric bimming integrated within itself, so this covers up the whole aft sunbed as well. A great place to tuck into. And this also acts as a handrail, so as you're walking around, great place to grab onto. Sitting on the other side now, what they have done, they added this armrest, and I think this is such a neat feature. Oftentimes you just sit over here, you enjoy the views out, and this is a great place to grab onto. We mentioned about the side terraces, and what I like about them is when you have these walk-around boats, you have these gunwales that are sitting pretty tall, so it makes you feel as you're sitting in, well, let's say, in a bathtub, but the side terraces actually help you by opening up this entire area, and people sitting by the dining table, they feel like they're closer to the water line, so it's really multifunctional. Plus, even though the if we look at it from the other side now, on the starboard side, you see a handrail that you grab onto while you are walking around the boat. Let's say that you want to convert this area now, rather than having a dining area, you can change that. Number one, you can, well, there's a lot of pillows over here, so let's put the pillows away. What you can do is you can fold this whole thing down. So now, just like this, maybe acts as an additional pillow. Or you can fold it just like this. And now you can extend this whole sunbed even more. Huh? How neat is that? So we're carrying it on now. Again, I want to point out how large this whole seating area is. By the way, if you want to maybe explore this boat in full 3D and measure out some of these spaces, then visit YachtWay.com. It is the most modern yacht listing platform in the entire world where you can explore yachts in 3D, just like if you would to be on board them. But doing a test, how many people can sit here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. This means you can have 10 people on either, 5 people on either side, 10 plus an additional one at the ends. So 12 people can sit around. This is pretty cool. Coming back out now, we haven't even gotten started. This is just the aft lounge area and how diverse it is in terms of how many different ways you can use this space. Coming towards the galley area now, which is all the way right behind the seating area. Again, you have this typical Fjord wide hardtop, giving you plenty enough shade and shelter to tuck under while it's maybe a little bit rainy outside, or even if it's a little bit windy. Underneath these 2 panels, so you have 2 panels, these fold up just like this. And this is really, the world is your oyster, and this galley is your oyster as well, because you can set up this equipment whichever way you like. This one right now has a 2-burner cooktop. If you want to put a barbecue over here, you can do that. If you want to put a champagne cooler, you can do that. And it also has a large sink. So if you want to fill this up with ice and put your rosé inside, perfect for that. To add to the mood at nighttime, you have these pop-up lights. Voila. So now this makes it feel more romantic. Maybe we want to have a nice dinner over here. Something that is important when you are on the boat is the ability to grab drinks. So you have few fridges on this boat, not just one here, but you also have 2 fridge drawers underneath the lounge bed as well. So while you are lounging by the sunbed, you can easily grab a drink, stay hydrated, and keep the party going. All the light controls and switches are right here, so easy access. Once again, you don't have to go all the way to the helm station, not to mention also the audio control is right there. And the cleats that are perhaps suitable for a 60+ feet boat, not a 49-footer, but overkill is something what they apparently like to do. Handrails, they have nicely tucked them away. So if you look at it from the outside now, this panel covers up the handrail that is inside, again trying to keep this very clean, modern look for the boat. In the galley area itself, so you have a couple different storage bins over here. One of them is for your coffee machine, so you can make a coffee while on board. Right next to that is where you have your additional fridge drawer now. Yeah, easy way to grab a drink. And large storage drawers here as well. This is very smooth. Even more storage and another fridge drawer. So you have 4 fridges just on the deck. Wow, amazing. Right behind me is where you have your helm station now. But before we get there, I do want to point out that underneath the helm station is where they have added more storage. So maybe you want to keep all your wine bottles or your champagne bottles. These are perfect cutouts for them to keep everything nicely tucked away. Yeah. Close this back up and we get to the helm station. These helm seats are very different from the traditional Fjord ones that we have seen on previous boats, and they listen to their owners and they ask them what would be the perfect seat. So they kind of designed their very own. They didn't buy anything off the shelf, and these are custom made just for the Fjord lineup now. And the first difference that we noticed is it's more angled, so it's more comfortable to sit on while you are navigating this boat or while you're a passenger on board one. Nice deep seats with side bolsters that come out, so they semi-hug you over here while you're on the way, and it has a very tall back support, so you feel very comfortable on it. What they also told me is they really thought about ergonomics of this boat when they were designing it. Meaning, When you put your left hand out straight now, it lands in the dead center of the steering wheel, making it comfortable for you to hold on to. And your right hand side all the way on the throttles. So it's a very fluid motion for you. And so you can rest assured that you're going to be comfortable even when you do multi-hour cruises. Talking about cruises, like I mentioned before, this one is powered by IPS 800s and top speed anywhere between 32 and 34 knots. With a joystick control, this one also has a seakeeper stabilizer, so keep it stable so your wife and your kids are going to be happy on the boat. Nobody's going to get seasick. Quick chain counter, cup holders, so you have two of them just at the helm station, and truly oversized Simrad monitors right in the front as well. Grab rails on the side, plus underneath they have done this leather-like texture, so it feels very premium. And also same thing is on the other side. Your Simrad grid control, so you can control the displays from the grid right here, and your Volvo Penta engine control as well. Large windshield at the front. This is not a plexiglass windshield, this is full glass, so it's a very clear view out. You don't have any of that wobble on the glass itself that some brands have. This glass comes also with an option to come all the way to the top, especially in the US market. This is quite important. This seat folds up, so you can lean against it, comfortable place to be. And if you thought, wow, well, it's too far for me, maybe you have shorter hands. Well, what you can do is actually, you can slide it all the way forward. Yeah? And same goes for other seats as well. So you can definitely rest assured you will find the comfortable position for yourself. They told me that one thing that they have not added to these seats, but they will add from the second one, is armrests. So while you are sitting here and cruising, you want to make sure that you can rest your elbows against something. So they will add the armrests. So now you can be really cocooned in here with the pinky, drive your 490 open. Heading from the helm station now towards the bow, first thing I want to point out is you do not have any steps, so it's all flush flooring. You won't be kicking your toes against anything as you're walking around the boat. Now, if you do need to walk out from the boat, you have side steps. These are typical to Fjord. You have these magnetically attached steps that fold out whenever needed, and they stay closed whenever you're on the way. As you walk, obviously, very tall walkways, so everybody on board can rest assured that they will be safe while they walk around. Grab rail once you get to the front, and large sunbed all the way in the dead center with a little cushion at the front. And they said they're still working out the finding ways what they should put here, if it should stay a cushion, or maybe they can put more storage area here. Perhaps it could be a little latch that opens up, put your phone over there, maybe keep your SPF. I'm just throwing out ideas. Maybe you can put comments in a comment section down below, and the factory can read it, and maybe they can integrate your ideas into this small area. But as we keep walking now, I like the fact that it's slightly angled, so you feel like you're moving forward, giving this motion of moving while you're lounging. Plus the backrest is slightly raised, so you can make sure that you're comfortable while you are lounging here. And something cool with Fjord is the fenders. How many of you hate going to the back or to the front, picking up fenders, trying to tie them up, finding a place to store them again? Well, they realized that this is a real problem, so they wanted to solve it. So let me show you now. Don't blink. This is how fast you deploy fenders. That's it. How cool is that? So this one closes up, and now voila, your fender is hanging right at the right spot. Obviously you can adjust the height of it whichever way you like, but what a great way, what a great solution to keep the fenders at arm's reach. As we walk more towards the front of the boat now, you have your poles, so if you want to have more additional shade at the bow lounge area, you can put out these poles and attach the canvas bimini all the way to the hardtop, so this becomes a nice place to tuck under. If you want to take a seat, you also have an aft-facing bow bench, a nice upholstered side panels for your armrests, so you can feel like you're sitting on a throne here. It's comfortable. You know what? Fjord has really done a great job in moving up a notch with the finishes and with the comfort. Look at this cushion. Huh? This is not some thin carpet you're sitting on. This is a proper cushion. It takes the shape of your bum, so you feel like you want to stay here, not for a second, for a longer time. Talking about longer time, if you want to see more YachtWay and longer videos, then hit the subscribe button down below, because over 10,000, well now 11,000, have already subscribed to YachtWay YouTube channel. So do yourself and us a favor and just subscribe. It's free. And now it's time to go check out the inside of the 490 Open. Alrighty, stepping down below deck now. First off, on the right hand side, you have a large grab rail to grab onto while you're coming down. Also, you have a sliding door here. So voila, now you can close this up. You can still let a lot of natural light in, but because this one is from the plexiglass and it's see-through, it doesn't block out any of the light. Once you come downstairs, you have an additional skylight right above you. If you want to close it up, you definitely can. All the way forward is now what they're saying an owner's cabin. I would say this one is up to a debate because you have a full beam cabin in the aft with an even larger bed than this one, which we'll come back to. But for now, let's call it an owner's cabin forward. And stepping inside, you have a bulkhead separating the cabin from the corridor area. A lot of natural light that comes in from the windows on the side. Plus, you also have water level windows, so letting even more light in. Plus, if you do want to have maybe fresh air come in, you can open up the portholes and you can easily do that. Just make sure that you close them while you are on the way. Bed, you have a queen size bed with nice curved finish around, and they have even brought in marble finishes to the sides with a very nice silky material right next to that. Wood with speakers, so you can make sure that you're listening to your favorite tunes while on the way or where you're falling asleep. You have two reading lamps on both sides with also an audio control, and not to mention your power controls if you want to charge your phone or anything. If you want to store anything away, on both sides, port, starboard, you have these large storage pins. And I like they have done this kind of like fabric-ish material. You know, they have really stepped up the notch over here. Leather pulls, so nice to keep everything open. LED light inside, so keeps everything lit up. But yeah, this is the storage number one. You have the same thing also on the other side. Right above us is a large TV. This is like a whole space over here. It's filled with TV. So if you do want to watch your favorite movies or anything, you can easily do that. Now, all the way on your port side is where you have your so-called owner's head. So you step inside, ample amount of space above your head. Really, I'm 185 centimeters, 6'1" for the Americans. Large mirror right in the dead center. And this one goes almost all across from the whole head area. Sink, right in front of the sink is a natural light window that comes, lets in a lot of natural light. And if you want to let in natural air, you can open the porthole over there as well. Of course, if you do want to hide yourself or your legs, you have a shade over here as well. Right in the dead center is where you have your rain shower, a dry head. So you just walk in, close this whole space up, yeah, just like this. Voila. And now you have a rain shower. Plus, what you can also do with this one is you can change the water pressure. This control unit over here allows you to do exactly that. Maybe I should turn it. This one. On the port side is also where you have a little bench or like a storage area. So if you want to use it for shampoos, etc., you can do that. Stepping out from the owner's cabin now, ending up in a corridor area here in front of the staircase. And to the starboard side now, we have an access to the second, I want to say, owner's cabin. So we'll check it out now. Once you are down here now, this is a full beam. Well, it might be slightly darker here because you're between the boats at the boat show, but imagine once you're in open water, these large windows let in a lot of natural light. Plus, if you do want to open the portholes, you can do that. And if you want to add more shade for yourself or privacy, you have shades that you can put down. But in the dead center is where you have a 2 meter by 2 meter large bed. This is, okay, 2 meters by 2 meters is larger than a king size bed. That's why I'm saying this feels like an owner's cabin, even though you're not having the same stand-up room like you have to the forward cabin. But I mean, I've said it before and I keep saying it, once you're in the bed, you will most likely be laying down. Now, on both sides, port, starboard, you have these storage cabins that you can open up, ample amount of space to keep everything stored at. Again, I would say almost the same amount of storage like you have in the so-called owner's cabin forward. So anyhow, this is up to a debate. Which one do you think is the proper owner's cabin? Either the one forward or the one in the back. Inside tight places, Jules found a place to film. Now, right between the two bedrooms is where you have your second head now. And this one is a second dry head. So cool thing about it is usually what you have is you have 1.5 heads on the boat, meaning the second one is usually a wet head. This one is a dry head. We come in, voila. And now, look at that. You have your handheld wand, no rain shower, but you have your handheld wand. You also have a window that lets in natural light. Obviously, if you want, you can close this up to give you more privacy. But otherwise, this is perfect. To have 2 dry heads on a sub 50-foot boat, a day boat, that's unique. And this was the full walkthrough of the inside of the brand new Fjord 490 Open. This was a full thorough walkthrough of the brand new Fjord 490 Open here during the world premiere at the Palma International Boat Show. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. If you want to see more videos just like that, then hit the subscribe button down below. And as always, if you're looking to buy your perfect yacht or your perfect Fjord 490, then visit YachtWay.com, because it is the only place in the whole world where you can find and browse select yachts in full 3D like it would be in 2025, not in 1995. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.